Yep, there's more news about this Bayonetta controversy. Okay, so not last Saturday, the Saturday before, Helena Taylor, the original voice actor for Bayonetta in Bayonetta 1, 2, and the movie, came out and said why she wouldn't be returning for Bayonetta 3, saying that Platinum Games lowballed her, offering just $4,000 flat rate for her to do the entire game. She said she was worth more than that. She then called for a boycott of Bayonetta 3. Then Bloomberg came out with another report from some people sort of not wanting to come out publicly as to who they were, but saying no, she was actually offered around 15 grand. She declined that, wanted a 6-figure fee and residuals. We've covered all of this in previous videos. I will talk about those at the end of this video. However, there's news because Helena Taylor has now spoken up again. So let's talk about that, shall we? So she says, "It's come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation within the industry. As I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. Bear in mind that she did not state what the first offer was. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is a $450 million franchise, not counting merchandise. And again, no idea where she's getting that figure from, because there's no way Bayonetta is a $450 million, $500 million franchise when all the games have sold under like 2 million copies. It's just not a thing. So she's not kind of stating where she's getting this information from, but you know, that's already been debunked. After she received that offer for $10,000 and declined it, she then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong, asking for what I was worth. I thought that as a creative, he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $5,000, which now puts it in line with the Bloomberg report that said she was offered 15 to 20 grand. You know, they basically said, Bloomberg said that she was offered 3,000 to 4,000 per session for around 5 sessions, making it between 15 to 20 grand. She's now just confirmed that yes, it actually was 15 grand that she was offered. She continues and says, so I declined to voice the game. I then heard nothing for 11 months. They then offered me a flat rate fee to voice some lines for $4,000. So there's the original point. So in her first series of videos, in her first video where she calls for a boycott, she said she was offered $4,000 to do the game. She didn't kind of tell you about all this previously, that actually she was offered 15 grand and she said no, and they still came back to her wanting her to join in with the experience and the game, you know, for the fans, and then offered her 4 grand to do some sort of minor work. She continues, such as any other lies, such as 4,000 for 5 sessions are total fabrications, despite the fact that that kind of falls in line with the whole first rate she was offered. 10,000 got bumped up to 15,000, which probably would have been 5 sessions, so it kind of works out. She then continues as to something I was very curious about, because I said in my initial reports on this, well, how much did she get paid for Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, and even the movie, where she briefly touches on this now. So she says, I was paid a shockingly low total of £3,000, UK pounds, total for the first game. So in dollars, that's probably about $5,000. A little more for the second game. I wanted to voice her. I have drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. And then she continues and says, I could not talk about the game because of NDAs, but I happily answered fans' letters, emails, signed posters, recorded voice messages for weddings and birthdays. I kept up interest in the game during the long periods of radio silence from Platinum. She continues and says, the only time I was ever at a games conference, I felt weird asking for money for a signature, as they'd already paid for the game, and I was grateful that they liked my work and the character, so I donated 100% of signing fees to charity. And that's all she has to say on the matter. And what she'd just gone and done, kind of confirmed the Bloomberg report. She's kind of confirmed that she lied in the first part. And if by not lying, what she's actually confirmed is that she omitted crucial details here, at least in my opinion, because she straight away said flat rate 4,000 for the game, cool boycott, get the pitchforks out, and that kind of is where it led. And then the Bloomberg report kind of filled in the gaps a little bit, that we were all kind of like, okay, like what's going on here? And now she's come out saying that she's, you know, people are calling her a liar and a gold digger, but she's just confirmed the Bloomberg report, which was still more than what the union rate would have been. So she's part of a voice actors union, which basically says you need at least $250 per hour or session or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it's like a minimum rate that you can work on before it's illegal. So what they've done is they've offered her something that's totally legal. They've paid above the union rates for her. They've offered her $15,000. She's declined it with a higher rate, which she's still omitting. She's not saying how much that was. She says at the beginning, well, people have said that I'm asking for 250 grand, but she's still not actually said what her offer was and whether or not she was asking for residuals, essentially. So I don't know. In my eyes, this has been all far too emotional. Yes, maybe voice actors are getting paid too little. However, we do have to take into consideration the voice acting is like the little bit of sprinkling on the top, right? There is so many hundreds of other people making this game. All the developers, all the publishers, all the promoters, everything else. There are so many people involved here. It's not just Platinum Games, you've got Sega as well and Nintendo and all these hundreds of employees. And then you've got the Japanese voice actor as well. I wonder what Japanese law is like for voice actors. I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if she got the same sort of rate. I don't know if it sells better in Japan or in Western world, you know? Who knows? Bayonetta may be bigger in the Western world and maybe the Japanese voice actor got paid less. I'm not entirely sure. However, we've also now got Jennifer Hale, who is the new voice of Bayonetta. And again, Helena Taylor originally came out throwing shade at her, saying that it's not right that she is now the new Bayonetta, the voice of Bayonetta. Helena Taylor claimed that she created Bayonetta as a persona and a character, but she does not have the rights to that character because she didn't actually write it. She didn't script that character. Yes, she gave her voice and gave the personality audibly, but she does not own the rights to that character. So yeah, there we go. I mean, I've said from day one, even before we knew all the finer details, I'm not boycotting the game at all because I've been waiting for this game for 5 years or so. And also, you know, I appreciate all the work that everyone else has done. I did say that I felt sorry for her. Now I feel kind of less sorry for her. I still do feel a little bit sorry for her because clearly she's too emotionally involved in this. She's responding emotionally. That's not overly good in a professional matter. She's kind of broken some sort of level here. Whether or not that comes back to bite her, I'm not too sure if Platinum or Nintendo or whoever will pursue that. I highly doubt it. But yeah, there we go. Bayonetta launches this week on Friday and I am so hyped. So let me know what your thoughts are on all of this, what you make of her now coming out on Twitter again. What do you think of all of this? You know, I just want to know. I'm all up for discussions and everything else. So let me know down in the comments. And if you missed all of this and you're kind of thinking, well, hang on, what's going on here? There is a 20-minute or longer than 20-minute video that me and AJ look at all the information that was out before this information that's come out today, and we discuss all of it in length just here. So go and check out this video and subscribe too. Go and subscribe. Just do it.